Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame. Come along, we're trying to get the rest of this whole trade deal sorted out here. How impressive is it that this story has built to such a point and got us all invested enough that a trade deal between nations is something that you can fill a couple of episodes dealing with and it'd actually be interesting. I'll have to give Nanama my thanks next time we meet. With this and everything else that's been happening, it really feels like things are gathering pace around here. It does. You're doing good work. So are you. I'm leaving the business of dividing up the treasure to those who know about such things. I'm not proud to admit it, but every time I see a column of numbers, my eyes glaze over. One of these days, I'll have to ask Alphino to explain it all to me. You know he'd be thrilled, too. You'd make his day. All right, let me head out toward the Saltery. Catch up with Alphino. So nice being able to fly. Also nice not seeing the Imperial banners up on that wall anymore. There's lots that's nice. Does seem like the Saltery's seen better days. Hopefully we can do something about it. So, what did I miss? Ideally, one would want Alamigo's stake to match Ulda's gil for gil, in combination with the cast iron contract that should serve to prevent Lolorito from making off with all the profits. And I think that it is very good of you to be ultra mindful of whatever Lolorito might try to get away with. Let's go and see Granddad. He's gonna want to hear this. Yeah, he's right here. You don't have... Okay. What manner of mischief brings you young'uns to Old Wat this time, huh? They want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad. Dermot, tell him about the deal. Alphino would probably be better equipped, but, well, bugger me. We've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back to how it was, but it sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hext has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. Truly, I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, aye, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Dermot? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? I'll do my best. Let's not waste any time then. I'll see you by the lock. Meet you down there. Whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting. Oh, thank you. You have fun. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Needless to say, I shall impress upon our friend here the singular importance of securing a fair contract with his Uldan benefactors. That's for the best. Someone should tell him. He probably knows, to be fair. Whiskar! Don't start without me. So, where do we start? Right then, Dermot. I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on. Sounds like a plan. Let's see what I can spy. Oh, there's this thing. I need to discover its weak point, though. I would guess underbelly. Wait, something did target for a second there. Oh, there we go, there we go. Tricky. The Yabi's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Ah, looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shell's like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Aim for the soft underside of the head. Hit it wherever I could reach. Vulnerable under the head, are they? Right then. Wish me luck. Get him! Hey, look at you! Well done, pupil. Thanks, Dermot. I did just as you told me, and the wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Let's find something else. Alrighty. Yes, what shall we target for lesson 2? So, what are you looking at? I think I can handle the yabbies now, so we should try something different. What else is out there? Let's see what I can spy. Oh my. Well, that won't be super fun to fight, I imagine. If you go for the eye, though, maybe something will happen. I don't know. The Phobod's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, a Phobod. How do I defeat one of those? Destroy the core within its brow. Just like hit it really, really hard. Hard as you can. What happens if we give bad advice? I must know. Smack it. Like really hard. As hard as I can. Well, simple strategies are often the best. Here goes. Get him! Hey, he did it! I'm honestly surprised. Well done. That wasn't even good advice. It's not easy, fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo, watching your every move. But I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Dermot. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road. We should head back to the Saltery before Granddad starts to worry I've been snipped into pieces and fed to a Yabby's hatchlings. Sounds good. Go for the eyes, though, next time. It was the eyes. Sorry. Ah, he's smart. He'll figure it out. Alphino, Whisker. How goes the planning? Let's hurry up and tell Granddad how the hunt went. It'll set his mind at ease. For the merchants of Ul'dah, a well-constructed contract is both sword and shield, and Watt must understand this if we're to meet them on an even field. Speaking of battles, does Whisker seem equal to the task of thinning the Loch's monster population? He certainly seemed eager enough. He is definitely that. I see you've returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? I fought them myself, after a bit of instruction from Dermot here, like. Once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. A fine young man you have become, Whisker. A fine young man indeed. Too often of late, I hear tales of folks over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. That's a good point. Wise words you just said. Alphino seems satisfied that he and Watt are of one mind. Oh, good. It seems Whiskar has the Saltery's security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Altin. Yes? Apologies for the interruption, sir, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Okay. Do not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I'll remain here to hammer out the finer details with Watt and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Ul'dah. You should go. General Alden asks that you wait for him by the main gate in the Mhigan quarter. And my apologies again, sir, but fare you well. No prob, Scout. Thanks for the heads up. All right. Alphino, you seem to have things quite well in hand here. Let me go see what the General needs. Okay, now just gotta wait for the General.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
Oh yeah, them! That's the Cure and the Lalafell who were skulking around out in the fringes and in the peaks. Those two, of course, how could I forget those two? Them, right.
Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the Resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Huh. Their lives would be forfeit, or execution is not the answer. I don't think execution is the answer, but then I don't feel like I'm the one who gets to decide that. I feel like they've hurt a lot more people worse than me. But I would say that executing them also just doesn't achieve a whole lot at this point. Maybe don't let them into your squad, though. That I can say with certainty.
You would spare these animals? Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me.
Okie dokie.
I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Mhigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Ala Mhigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Ul'dah and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Oh, come on.
Father,
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword.
We would have had fun.
But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
I guess. If you want me to. If you're sure, I mean. I was just on my way to the Saltery. It's lucky I saw you. That took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Arnvald, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vera. These are the Kaliana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Lise is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kaliana would refuse it out of hand. We'd best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Dermin, you've dealt with these Kaliana before. I'd have you at my side. Okie dokie. Ah, boy. Yeah, maybe I better go and do what I can to help things play out smoothly. Ah, here we are. So, how are things going? Dermin, Rabban, gods, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss, but we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call a Girabania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will all be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have a feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst? Is this really a time for jokes, General? Turning the Kaliana away now would have made a mockery of Lisa's promise to give everyone a say. She couldn't not let them in. Yeah, no, I think we're doing the right thing here. Just nervous about it is all. Rabban seems unconvinced by the Kaliana's sincerity. This Kaliana elder's intentions seem at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, Dermin? I would normally say the enthralled cannot be trusted, but we've been kind of learning a whole lot more about primals and enthrallment and a lot in general over time, so I probably shouldn't just assume that we have full certainty on what all a primal's thralls are capable of. Maybe they can learn to compromise. You believe an understanding can be reached. 'Tis not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The Guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions? Sure thing. I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Mhigan quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Dermot. My thanks. I'll see you in the palace. See you in a bit. All right. Let's go meet up with the rest of our Scion buddies. Guess they aren't here yet. Dermot, I've brought reinforcements. Arenvald told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Y'shtola and Fenkrid as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I am not familiar with the Kaliana tribe myself, but Alisay's report suggested that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagined Lys was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting's to be held in the throne room, 'twould seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Y'shtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Alrighty. Understood. We should join General Aldin inside, then. Dermot, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. Oh, I'll head over there then. Wherever that is. Where is that? Oh, this one, obviously, the big... Yeah, okay. Good to see you two again. Leave external security to us, Dermot. I scouted around the palace quite extensively while I was searching for Kryl, so I know the lay of the land. That makes sense. As fortune would have it, I was visiting Rhalgr's Reach to look in on Alisay. She sends her regards. Need to get to hang out with her a little bit more soon. The rear entrance to the palace is just up these steps. The guard should wave us through. If we could somehow come to an understanding with the Kaliana, it would represent a great step toward resolving the primal dilemma in Ala Mhigo. I only hope they are sincere in their intentions. Me too. You're with the Scions, sir? General Aldin left orders that you were to be escorted inside. If you'll follow me. Lead on.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lys Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Ala Mhigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
I'm so proud of our girl.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenford. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kalyana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
Uh-oh. That's not good.
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Let's do it. Nice having someone else with the Echo who can actually stick around.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kalyana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
This whole meeting hasn't gone as well as I'd like, Arenvold. I confess I'm a little disappointed at how things have turned out. How do we fight it without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stand on the back foot forever. No, damn it. If I think like this, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light at my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Dermot? Yeah, of course it is, bud. Use the duty action deflect to dissipate the ether spheres Lakshmi releases during the battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an ether sphere will result in failure, and we can't have that. As a somewhat new ninja, I really didn't need anything more to be focusing on. Leaders of Garabania, accept my love, worship my light. I should probably pull text up, huh? She means to enthrall everyone. We have to stop her. That's not good. Let's, there we go. Oh, there's more. Okay. They've done a fine job blocking our retreat. Do I dare attack her? We must break through. Forget the primal and focus on the foe before you. Deflect. Deflect. Keep deflecting.
Why, I offer you peace and serenity.
And give up the freedom we've worked so hard to win. Not likely. Ah, boy. That's big. Oh, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. There will be none of that, thank you. Nope. Pop all the bubbles. Do not your mortal bodies tire. Far better to dwell in a dream. That's so many. We'll keep our eyes open, thank you very much. Nah, that's so many. Deflect, 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 deflect. That's so many. Deflect. Nah. So many. Eh.
I shall free you from your hate.
Are you kidding me? There are too many. We can't stop them all. We can darn well try, but yes, I agree. That's entirely too many.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
Oh, thank goodness.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Hey, you got me there. I do want that. Why? Why do you deny my blessing? You who defy me shall rest in death. They brought you into this world over a mistake I made, and I'll be damned if I let you taunt me with it. Yeah, you tell her. But also please stack up. Thank you. Where did she? Stay on your guard. I'll cut us a path. Stand ready. You cannot flee my radiance. You will all be my dreamers. Oh, no, 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 no. Her presence, it's overwhelming. Y'all fall back. We'll lock her down best we can. The rest of you need to run. Quickly now, while the primal is... Lise! I can't run away from this. They need us. And we stand and fight together. Alphino, the envoys are in your care. Surely you do not mean to... Very well. I shall see our guests to safety. They forsake eternal bliss. Doing ninja things? Okay, that's a lot. All of you, to me! Alright, but that's way over there. Why are you two staying? She still has more than enough strength to addle you both. You need more than 3 to best a primal, and if we let you fall here, then who will be left to stop her? She makes a good point. Pitiful, misguided children. Lay down your weapons. Lay down your heads. I can't move. She's going after Lisa and Raban. Uh-oh. Do I gotta spam buttons? Spam buttons, escape! And then quick! Deflect, 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 deflect. Do so much deflecting. More deflecting, more deflecting, more deflecting. Quick! Ugh. Oh no. Quick! Woo! That one was too close. Thanks, Arnvald. Oh boy. Oh, thanks, Dermin. I'll make sure my steel is worth the effort. Again and again, you refuse my gift.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
She's building up to something big. Come close to me, all of you. You're the boss. Nice work, Fadola. Are you all right, though? This is nothing. It's one thing after another. We have to fight as one. All right. Oh, boy. I'm gonna go hide over here. I'll spread out then. Okay. Would you die already? Why do you cling to your misery? She's starting to weaken. Don't give up. Behold my divine brilliance. What in the... Her power's out of control. I'll shield us, but you'll have to finish her off. I am trying. Oh, she's so sturdy. Quickly! I can't hold her off forever. Kill her! You need to kill her now! Oh, I am so trying so hard, I promise.
Here it comes!
Hold on, Fodola. We end this now. For our amigo! Hang in there, Fodola. Well done, Lace, and thank goodness.
We did it! We beat her!
Oh, here we go.
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to space out.
Seven hells. It's her, the Butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Zoomed out a bit there. Hold on. That was a close one, huh, gang? Sorry about that one that almost got to you, Elise. That was unlike any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. You did great. Boy, I'm glad you were there. One wrong step and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. 'Tis a sobering thought. Elise is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. That's a good idea. Who hid crystals in the pond? We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid. Glad you handled things outside. I was busy. Well fought, Derman. Arnvald. That was a near thing. Aye, our stand against the Kaliana would have been brief indeed, had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... God, it's my fault. My stupid mistake. Nay, lass. We were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons springs to mind. The primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Yustola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Well, that explains that then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Mhigan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. 'Tis a long and arduous path you've chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I'll do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I'll see that you're not interrupted. Dermin, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. I think I will.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
I remain so impressed, actually, with how they're handling the camera in these scenes to accommodate such a huge variety in player character height. It's easy to sort of just forget that after a while, but all these scenes look completely natural with Dermin in them, as if they were authored specifically for him, when he is well below the height of the average player character. Really impressive system they've built.
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Rabon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Rabon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
None more.
Smile for me, Raubarn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Darn, this game's good. Nay, good for you. I'll chat with you in a second. Arenvald is of an age with Fordola, both of them born Alamican. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean but could never be. Similar yet opposite, which would go some way to explaining the tension between them. I went to see Fordola in her cell again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all, and I thought it only right to thank her. But she wouldn't listen. Said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and that I should go away. I don't know if I'll ever understand her. Really appreciate you trying, though.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Rauban.
Well, that was unexpected, though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
Yes, they will. What a good bunch. It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision. Overruled, though it was. You bet. I've asked enough of you, Dermin. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. Happy to help. A fellow short. I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat this dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. That is good. You're also going to have to do a lot of working out, because if you're going to be also taking up the responsibilities of shoulder rides, you're going to have a harder time. But I believe in you. Rauban's the veteran of 100 battlefields. Lys couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at her side. That is true. Alamigo will be much better for him being here. Lys must be overjoyed to know that General Alden is staying. Though I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. Hey, that's true. I outrank you now. Ha. I think it's about time I headed back to Rhalgr's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alice will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Dermin, why don't you come along to the Reach as well once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Sounds good. I'll meet you there. Upon completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the royal menagerie attendant. Oh, that's nice. Nice to know we can go up there when we desire to. I've asked enough. Right, sorry. Anyway, to Rhalgr's Reach. Let me just get my snap ready and... and I see I've brought the bad weather with me. Fantastic. Was there ever any doubt? Boy, and here I thought this was going to be a shorter episode. Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Y'shtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed companions, or champions, nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Caliana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have Resistance scouts keep track of the Caliana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Raga's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. I like it too. Meanwhile, I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. Again, you did this again. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we're doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Bah, 'tis like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Suyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Have you heard the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he's already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives. Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Well, who have we here now? A concern for later, I suppose. That's it, though. That's the 4.1 campaign story. I hope you've enjoyed. It was longer than I remembered. I guess these patch stories actually do just get longer and longer, and I really should plan for that. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the 4.2 patch story. That's right, we're just going right into the next one. We held off on doing the main story long enough. So, please look forward to it, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.